Hello, good morning, happy Monday. Hope everyone had a fantastic weekend. Welcome back to another Lord of the Rings live stream. Today, we are taking on the most difficult scenario to date as ranked by the website that I found rankings on. So, today we are taking on the Siege of Cair Andros, which is so very brutally difficult. It's incredibly fun. It's not like desperately brutal like Escape from Dol Guldur. That one felt more like it was just like putting up roadblocks that were not interesting or fun puzzles to try and solve, whereas this one does feel very challenging, very difficult, and my entire video is frozen, so I'm going to try and fix that, but I think you can still hear me talking. So it is way more just, it's so challenging. It's so incredibly challenging. And hey, Josh, how you doing? And I have beat my head against the wall trying to beat this one a couple of times. I do have 2 wins under my belt, so it can be done. I don't know how consistently it is. I think we will definitely be using our scoop counter fairly frequently today. However, when I say that, I typically do end up doing really well. Let me try and fix this video real quick. But I also, if we do get a win today, then we get to that worked. Sweet. We do get to open our next pack. So we have the Steward's Fear, which Josh, right before I hopped on in the Discord, was saying that this is an incredibly fun pack. It's also, I think he was saying, and I don't know if this was from what he was referencing, but I believe when I was doing the initial unboxing of Heirs of Numenor, he was saying that this pack really starts to open up some of the Gondor armor and weapons and stuff like that. So I'm really excited to get into that because I really did want to build a deck around that for this. However, it just didn't work out as well as I wanted it to. So let's talk about the deck a little bit. We're running 3 heroes. We're running a Tri-Sphere deck, and 2 of these are returning customers. So we have Elrond, and I did want to run this deck. I wanted to run through this scenario without Elrond, and I'll just spoil, the next one is Glorfindel. I wanted to do it. I really did. I tried a couple of different builds, but these 2 characters are just so incredibly powerful that I felt I needed, I couldn't get through it without these. So I ended up running the Elrond Glorfindel team up, which they love being together. I mean, it's just, both of them are so incredibly good. Elrond is a 13 starting threat hero with a 3/2/3/4. It says that you can spend resources from Elrond's resource pool to pay for any sphere of influence's allies. And then after a character is healed, you can heal another damage from it. It's just so incredibly powerful, especially compared with Vilya. And this is probably what I was saying, my strongest combo. And then after talking on the Discord, potentially the strongest combo in the game is Elrond Vilya. And so you can exhaust both Elrond and Vilya to put the top card of your deck into play, which can just get the economy going so quickly. I am only running 2x of Vilya just because there are so many cards that I wanted to cut. I built out my initial deck, and usually I just kind of like grab all the cards that I want and look to weed down to the 50. And I think I had like 68 cards. I was like, okay, I need to find places to cut. So I ended up doing that. But the Vilya Elrond, and the success of this scenario does kind of hinge on how quickly we can get Vilya onto the table, which, unfortunate, I guess, that it's kind of dependent on that, but since it is such a strong combo, the deck is built around that. We've got Gildor, who I have continued to grow more fond of Gildor and Glorion. So he's a 5-cost ally, which is very steep. However, he's a 3/2/3, which is really nice because we have all 3 types of questing in this battle, or in this scenario. We have sieging, we have battle, and then we also have just normal questing using willpower. And Gildor can flex and do that, any of those very well. Also, his action to be able to look at the top 3 cards of your deck and place one of them into your hand by subbing another one allows you to kind of manipulate the top of the deck for Villia, so you know what you're going to be hitting. So Gildor has so much flexibility and so much just benefits for this. Josh, sorry, right after I said hi, I turned around and my boy had torn open an old K-Cup and was playing with the coffee grounds. Oh no! The pack has a great card for Belregond, as well as a lot of other. I'm so excited. I really hope that we get a win today, because I love opening new packs, and so I'm very excited to do so. You gotta love kids, how they find the most random things to play with. I remember one of my favorite toys as a child used to be those empty single-use creamers that I would I remember, well, I don't remember, I remember my dad telling me that I would sit in the car and like try and flick them into the cup holder, the empty ones. That was like my favorite thing to do. So we got Gildor, and then we've got Horn of Gondor, which probably does spoil a little bit about this last hero. It's probably going to be our red hero. That's the other thing, is there's so many enemies in here that we needed a little bit of tactics dips. I wanted to run 2 tactics heroes. Again, I just kept falling behind in all the other aspects of the game. But the Horn is going to be on Elrond to help with the economy, because he can pay for any type of ally. That really does help with the ally swarm deck, especially because we are going to be taking a ton of hits, so we do need some defenders. Glorfindel is in here. He's going to be our main attacker. We're actually not, and I thought about, and I was trying to figure out how I wanted to talk through the strategy of how I was going to approach this quest, and I'm going to attempt to try and talk. This is just something I'm trying to work on, just in general, but talk through the strategy of what I am doing and the decisions I'm making during the quest. And I want to tell you the strategy, but there are so many branching decision points because this scenario is so fluid, and we'll talk about that here in a second, that I can't give you the straightforward strategy. So Glorfindel has Bladed Gondolins as well as Rivendell Blades. Glorfindel is probably not questing a ton this game until we get to a battle or the normal quest. And the reason that I'm saying until we get there, or maybe if we get there, is we may not even see him, which is another really cool part of this scenario. But we want to get one of each of these restricted weapons onto Glorfindel. He's going to be our main damage dealer because he's going to he has that 3 attack. But really the strong part about him is that 5 starting threat, just bringing our threat down, because every single win, or both of the wins that I've had, I've won with over 40 threat, and so it feels very kind of right there on the edge. The last one is Light of Valinor, and this is one of the decision points that we will have to make during the game. It's when we draw Light of Valinor. We can win this scenario without drawing Light of Valinor. I have done that, but if we draw it early, Light of Valinor goes on Elrond. So Light of Valinor says that you can attach it to a Noldor or Sylvian hero. Elrond is a Noldor or Sylvian hero. The reason that we do that is we do have a lot of sieges, meaning that you're requesting with our defense, and Glorfindel does not do that well. He only has 1 defense, where Elrond has a 3. He also has a 3 and a 2 here. If we draw it early, Light of Valinor goes on Elrond so that we can utilize Elrond for his questing, and then Villia as well. Glorfindel, probably we won't see him questing until pretty late into the scenario, so he's going to be just kind of hanging out. So if it is late into the scenario and we get into a battle situation where we are questing with our attack or our fight, then it flexes over to Glorfindel. If not, then it goes on Elrond. It's really just a timing thing. So we'll see. And then our last hero is going to be Thalin from the core set. So we got a core set hero coming back. I don't quite remember how many times, or if I have played Thalin that frequently on the stream. I do like his ability. So it says that while he is committed to the quest, deal 1 damage to each enemy as it's revealed from the encounter deck. V Holland, I've never considered that. I've never put it on anybody but Glorfindel before. And okay, so this is actually pretty funny because I had not either until like I was like dying in this quest. I was sitting here, I was like yesterday when I was doing all my practice games, I was just like, I don't think I can win. And then like I was just like, wait. And it just like I was just like, oh, I can put that on not Glorfindel. I don't have to put that. And so it was just like kind of like a, oh shoot. I've never thought about that before, and because it fits Glorfindel so well that I think 99 times out of 100 you're going to play it on Glorfindel. But if you have a siege, then it gets a little weird. So yeah. We'll see how it goes. But Thalin says that when he's committed to the quest, we deal 1 damage to each enemy as it's revealed from the encounter deck. So this works because he has a 2. I think that this is a little underpowered, especially because he only has a 1 willpower. So he's typically only questing with 1. However, when we have battles and sieges, he's questing for 2, which is significantly better than just questing for 1. And then also dealing this 1 damage only helps with a couple of enemies if Glorfindel is the one attacking. So Glorfindel with a Rivendell Blade can swing for effectively 5 because it's -2 defense, and there are I think 5 enemies in the deck where that 1 damage will make a difference. However, those 5 enemies in the deck is worth throwing Thalin in there, as well as Glorfindel can't always attack just everyone, and so depending on what other allies we have out there, that 1 damage has come in handy. It also works because there are some nasty 5 health enemies in there, so putting 1 damage on with Thalin and then hitting it with a Gandalf 4 damage is really crucial as well. So that's kind of the hero lineup. Let's go through the deck. The deck is Unexpected Courages. The first one's Elrond, the second one it may be Glorfindel, especially kind of considering how many enemies we have coming out. We have Master of the Forge to go find all of our attachments. If we don't see Villia in turn 1 or turn 2 and we don't have a Master of the Forge, it probably will be a loss. The scenario is probably lost, and I hate that it hinges on that, but it's a brutal scenario. I don't remember the website. Oh, it's Hall of Bjorn is the website that I use that kind of has all of these scenarios and the rankings and ratings of those. And I think this one's an 8.2 out of 10, and like Escape from Dol Guldur is I think a 7.9. And so having 1 card that the deck kind of synergizes around and relies on, I feel like is just absolutely fine. But Master of the Forge helps us get our weapons. And Master of the Forge helps us get our weapons, Unexpected Courage, Light of Eleanor, all of that good stuff. We have 3 copies of Northern Tracker. And this is when I'm going to pivot just a little bit and talk about the scenario. So the scenario has 5 different levels of quest. So 1 through 5. We're guaranteed to hit 1 and we're guaranteed to hit 5. We start with these 3 locations in play, and I love the theming of this. I think that the theming is really cool. Like we're protecting the Citadel, and these are kind of the stop gates to getting to the Citadel. And if we explore any of these locations, we remove the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th quest card, making it easier for us to progress in the quest. And each one of these are really bad. I really hate the second one. The second one, we have to reveal an additional encounter card. So the banks is critical to get rid of. 3 is a battle, and I don't love it. If you quest unsuccessfully, you just have to discard a character, which is horrendous. And so we're going to try and avoid 3. 4, we can let the Citadel go. That is a siege. It adds 5, but our deck is kind of set up to handle that. And so if we're going to lose any of them, it's going to be the Citadel. Although if we're going to lose one, you typically lose the lower one first because of just like the quest effects. And then 5 is a siege unless you've collected 4 or more victory points. This is 3 to 1 victory point condition. Then it begins battle, like you're rushing out, you defended it all, and you have the ability to go and push back the invaders. So really cool thematic wise, and if you defeat this, then you win the game. So okay, so northern trackers are here to kind of help clear these. There's only 2 other locations in this deck, so northern trackers, once these are gone, don't do a ton. They are 2 questers based on battle and siege, or they are fairly decent defenders. There are 2 defense with 3 health, so that we do have a little bit of defense there towards the end of the game. So we're gonna hopefully get 1 out turn 2, probably best case scenario turn 2, turn 3, and clear the banks, just because whenever we progress or whenever we commit to a quest, we get to place a progress token on every single location in the staging area. And so once we have 2 of these out, we start clearing these. Turn 1, we will probably travel to the Citadel just to get that 3 threat out of the staging area, just so we don't lose on threat. So we got Warden of Healing just because we're going to be taking some damage. We got Arwen, which actually helps a lot with siege. So after she exhausts to commit to, or exhaust, you get to choose another character and add +1 defense to that character. So this works really well for, like, if she quests for 1 on a siege, she can add it to Thalon, and he's now questing for 3. So works pretty well there. We got 3 Defender of Ramas. Or yeah, so this is just really excellent defense for 2 cost, as well as incredible siege defender or siege questers. So it's a 4 quest basically for 2 cost if we're on a siege. In that same vein, we got 1 Winged Guardian for the same reason. Winged Guardian we probably will never defend with, because after we defend with Winged Guardian, we have to pay a tactic resource or discard Winged Guardian. I guess I take that back. We would never defend with Winged Guardian if we plan on keeping it around. We got 3 copies of the Gondorian Spearman, the Gondorian Spearman, for just dealing ping damage and also just cheap allies to kill. Snowborn Scout, same reason. We don't have a leadership hero, but Elrond can pay for Snowborn Scout, and so this is going to probably snipe one of these locations as well as be a blocker for us. Stargazer and Villia combo just to be able to search the top 5, rearrange to figure out what you're going to be doing with Villia. We got Gandalf. We got 3 copies of Feint because we have some nasty monsters in there. Oh my goodness. Foe Hammer to draw cards once we've killed stuff. Goblin Cleaver to kill some stuff early. There are a lot of orcs, so this can deal 3 damage just by exhausting a weapon, and it can be Winged Guardian Leviosa. Sorry, every time I hear the card's name, I think Harry Potter. That's incredible. I love that. That's Winged Guardian Leviosa, and that is how I will be commenting and saying it from now on. Thank you, Josh. Thank you for bringing that joy into my life. Goblin Cleaver helps with a lot of the enemies that we're going to see in here. And then we're running Dwarven Tomb, Hasty Stroke, a Test of Will, and 2 copies of Galadriel's Greeting. The treacheries are horrendous. The shadow cards are worse. It's a quest. It's something. Hey, thank you for the sub. Kirsey? It's so small. I need to get like a bigger monitor. But I appreciate the sub. Thank you for subbing with Prime. If you have Amazon Prime, you can subscribe to any Twitch channel for free, or effectively using the Jeff Bezos's money. So it does not have to be me, but if you do have Prime, please go find your favorite streamer and subscribe for free to them. It does make their day. So thank you. Oh my gosh. I'm so pumped. This scenario is incredibly challenging, but like incredibly thinky too. Wingardium Leviosa. That's so great. Okay. There's that. Oh, okay. This, oh my gosh. This scenario has also taught me just patience in taught me patience, and it is okay to have high threat because we'll have to do that. So let's go here. The defense 1A. The island fortress of Cair Andros, which guards Gondor's northernmost causeway over the river Anduin, is under siege. Battering rams rumble up the eastern causeway, and rafts filled with orcs float across the river towards the lightly defended northern banks. Setup: add the approach, the citadel, and the banks to the staging area shuffled encounter deck. 1B. The defense. The assault is relentless and the defenders grow weary. The tide is slowly but surely turning against you. Siege. Characters use their defense instead of willpower, and then players must deal damage from undefended attacks to the lowest threat battleground location in play. If there are no battleground locations in play, immediately advance to the next stage. That is kind of nice that we can deal damage to undefended damage to a location, and again, we want to get through the banks. We don't want to not explore the banks, because stage 2 we are resolving 2 encounter cards per player. Basically, it is doubling the number of encounter cards that we play, and that never goes well. So if we can clear the banks, then we can start killing some of these locations by taking undefended attacks, but it is an onslaught right there at the beginning. Okay, I think if you want to see the deck list, you can type in ! deck list, as well as it will be in the YouTube description, but I'm pretty sure I think the deck list, I think I named it like Siege and Prey or something like that. It's just like, because it is so very brutal. Alrighty, let's see what we got. We got a Dwarven Tomb, a Hasty Stroke, a Rivendell Blade, a Winged Guardian Leviosa, a Foe Hammer, and a Gildor. So we will mulligan this. Let's see what we would have gotten. We would have gotten a Gandalf, so definitely a mulligan because we don't have the Villia or a Master of the Forge. So I thought about running 3 copies of Villia in here just to kind of increase those odds that we see it early, but they're dead cards once you get them. The other thing is like running a Protector of Lorien. There's so many cards I wanted to run. So these are I have a stack of some of the cards that I cut out of the deck over here. So okay. No whammies. 2, 4, 6. Boom. Okay. Come on, big money. Gandalf, Blade of Gondolin, a Foe Hammer, Dwarven Tomb, Goblin Cleaver, and a Gondalorian Spearman. So again, not a good hand for us. However, we do have a couple of promising things. So we have a Foe Hammer, which allows us to draw cards. We can also use Gandalf to draw cards, and we have a Blade of Gondolin to activate both the Goblin Cleaver and the Foe Hammer. What do we draw into? Okay, so we drew into a Master of the Forge, so that makes me a little bit more, that gives me a little bit more hope. I'm gonna, just because this is the order I practiced in, and it will throw me off because I played multiple games of this scenario, and if the heroes are not in the same spot, it will mess with me. Okay. Okay, so I want to get Blade of Gondolin out. We're going to throw Blade of Gondolin on Glorfindel, so whenever the hero attacks and destroys an enemy, place 1 progress counter on the current quest, which can help us get the Citadel once that is out there. I'm thinking that we're going to go ahead and drop No, we can't. Oh, no, we can't. We can't. Okay, yeah, so I think that's going to be it. For some, I forgot that. And I didn't forget, but I was hoping to be able to drop Master of the Forge this turn, but we're not going to be able to do that. So here we go. Starting threat is at 27. We're going to quest with Thalon for 2. And we're going to keep Elrond for a defender and Glorfindel for the attacker. We're going against 6th. And we're going to flip into a Surge, deal 1 damage to each battleground location in play. That hurts. Surges into... Oh my gosh, Lieutenant of Mordor. Allies cannot defend against Lieutenant of Mordor. When revealed, resolve the when revealed effect on the topmost treachery card in the encounter discard pile. If able, this effect cannot be canceled. So we got that. So we quested for 2. So we go up 1, 4, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, up to 34. Not the best start. That does have us engage both of those enemies, which is really sad. But we can kill the Orc Berserker before he attacks, which is nice. First, we're gonna... Oh, oops. Wrong token. Wrong token. I'm trying to cheat. 1 damage. Once these reach 3, 7, 11 damage, they get removed from the game without collecting victory points, and so you don't get to... we don't want them to die. So we're going to travel to the Citadel to get that 3 out of there. And then during the encounter phase, both of these enemies will engage us. So we can kill the Orc Scramblers with a normal attack, which can activate Foe Hammer, but we would have to tank a 2 attack here. Because both of these require us to exhaust a weapon, and so I could Goblin Cleaver and kill this and it would not attack. But I think at this point we need to kind of risk it and kill with the Foe Hammer just to get more cards and hopefully grab that Villia. So first we're going to go here. We got a 5 attack. We're going to defend with Elrond for 3. So 5. Deal 2 damage to the Citadel if it is in play. Okay, so that's up to 3 out of 11. So Elrond will take 2 damage. And we've got a 2 undefended. Oh, which would go there. Oh, dang. I forgot about that. The undefended damage goes there. Okay, we're going to have just Goblin Cleavered and killed the Orc. Because we can't lose the banks. And then we will... So that's exhausted. And then we will go ahead and swing here to deal 1 damage to Lieutenant of Mordor. Lieutenant of Mordor is brutal. Okay. So that's the end of the round. So we will unexhaust. Increase our threat. Draw into... Rivendell Blade is really nice here because that helps us kill the Lieutenant, who should actually have 1 more damage on it because of Thalon was committed to the quest. So I forget that, but I am... In this scenario, I'm okay retconning that because I... Okay, so a Glorfindel will kill the Lieutenant, which is great. Which will Foe Hammer. So let's go ahead and spend 1 to go Foe Hammer here. My only concern is if he gets a plus attack, Elrond dies. And that's scary. It's honestly maybe worth not questing with Thalon. No, actually he would die even if he doesn't get it. So we're gonna have to not quest with Thalon, so that we can defend with Thalon here. So we'll spend 2 to play a Master of the Forge. And as much as I hate it We're not going to use Master of the Forge's ability right now. Oh, these are the decision points that are so hard, because if I flip another enemy, I need a defender for it, unless it's like a lower enemy and we can take we can't take an undefended attack. So yeah, we'll have Master of the Forge out here as a defender if we do flip an enemy, and then we can use his ability later in the round if we don't. Or we could use Elrond to defend. So we got one defender here. We've got an attacker. Elrond. We could quest just to protect our threat a little bit. I put the wrong thing on it. Rivendell Blade is down there. We're going to hang out. We're going to hope for the best. We're going to keep Elrond. We're going to keep Elrond ready. We're just going to take the hit to the threat. So it's going to be 3. Oh, no. Okay. Wait, well. Yep, nope. We probably lose here. That is tough. Okay, so while Orc is in the staging area, resources cannot be spent from resource pools that have anything but the tactic, and so that puts us at 40, meaning that it will engage us, which is not great. So deal out Shadow. Sounds like there's a scoop coming. I do think we will be using the scoop counter here soon. Master of the Forge is going to defend against the Orc Vanguard. Dealing with the attacking enemy 2 additional shadow cards. Gets +1 and another shadow card. Deal 2 damage to the banks. Yep, so the banks is gone. I think at this point we probably just scoop. And then 2 damage to the approach. So, and that's the brutal thing, is the shadow cards in this can just roll into oblivion. So there goes the Master of the Forge. We will have Fallon oh wait, hold on. Nope, I discarded the enemy. Oops. I wish I could do that. We'll have Fallon defend here. It's gonna be 5. Attacking enemy gets +1, so it's attacking for 6. So that does kill Fallon. We'll scoop at this point. Yeah, it was just where my Villy is. There's 1. There's 2. So I mean, we were a way away from Villia, but we would have been shuffling with that. It is so brutal, B Holland. It is incredibly brutal. So we'll just go ahead and increase that scoop counter. I got no qualms with doing that. We'll take us back down to 27. Same strategy. It is just a completely different game when you get Villia. It's incredible. We'll go there. Also, these enemies coming out that early was incredibly brutal. That should have been removed from the game anyways, so. Okay. Second time's the charm. Okay. It's so brutal. The enemies can run you over. The other thing that kind of would have saved us there is if we had drawn into a feint. But I don't know. There are so many ways to build around this. The other thing would have been like not a forest snare necessarily, because we would have needed to tank that hit anyways, but like the forest trap or whatever the new one is, where it sits in the staging area and attaches to the next enemy. That one could have been really good here. But with all of my lore resources are very precious because they can be used for any ally, and so I tried not to go heavy lore. I wanted to go heavy spirit, because also at that point, Elrond can pay for spirit resources, or once he has Villia, he can pay for spirit. So, oh, it's just a thing. We got it this time. I flipped, there's the, I don't remember what it's called right now, but the elephant enemy. There's an elephant enemy here that has 12 health, 7 attack, 8 attack. It doesn't matter. Enough attack to kill anything. And it can only take 3 damage per round. Ambush. Yes, thank you, B. Holland. Yes, ambush. The other thing was to run just like heavy defense heroes and flex being able to quest or defend. Oh, it's just yeah, there's so many things that you have to cover with this that it can get just incredibly brutal. But yeah, that elephant, that thing is dumb. It can only take 3 damage per round. So we got a Test of Will, Gondorian Spearman, Defender, Stargazer, Snowborn Scout, and a Villia. Let's go. Let's absolutely go. This is incredible. We got a... Oh, it feels like pulling a rare card from like a TCG pack. Like, it's just like, oh, yes. Yeah, I got it. So Villia gets dropped turn 1. Hey, Josh, thank you for the sub with Prime. Starting to build up the Iron Man suit. That is the other thing. The longer you are subscribed, the more pieces of Iron Man you get. Okay, so we got Villia. Excellent. We got Stargazer turn 1. We got a Test of Will turn 1. So probably what this looks like. Honestly, we may just roll the dice with a Test of Will and drop Villia and a Snowborn, just so we have a blocker. Oh, okay. Let's draw into a feint. Well, we're not gonna have the money to use a feint right now, but huge for later. Big if true. Okay. We'll pass out money. Starting at 27 threat. Let's go. Okay. So we'll use Glorfindel and Thalin to play Villia on Elrond. We'll use Elrond and Villia. Come on, don't whiff. For a Master of the Forge, huge. Okay. So we'll keep Master of the Forge out there. So now we actually have a blocker, which is kind of interesting. With Master of the Forge, I think I'd rather just go ahead and throw Snowborn out there. Well, I have Stargazer and I have Villia. We're gonna use 1 to put Snowborn out, and we're gonna place 1 on the banks. Okay, we're gonna quest with 2, 3 against 6. We're gonna flip into Orc Assault. When revealed, each character gets -2 fight and -2 defense until the end of the round. So we quest for 0, and so we will go up 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, up to 33. Okay. Stand up. Increase our threat to 34. Top of the next round, we'll add some money. Draw into a Horn of Gondor. Oh my gosh. Do not mess this up, Nelson. We'll go Glorfindel and Elrond's resource to pay for the Stargazer. We'll go ahead and exhaust Stargazer to look at the top 5. Blade of Gondolin, Defender, Northern Track. Oh, 2 Northern Trackers. Let's go. Okay. Oh my gosh, I'm so pumped right now. Okay, so Northern Tracker goes there. We'll take a Blade of Gondolin into our hand, and then we'll go a second Northern Tracker for our next Villia usage. And then we can draw. We'll probably use Stargazer at that point, so these probably don't matter. But here we go. Oh my gosh. Okay, so Elrond and Villia for a Northern Tracker. We'll use a resource here for a Horn of Gondor on Elrond. And we will quest for 2, placing 1 on each one of these. Oh wait, I meant to travel to the Citadel. I'm gonna retcon that. Travel to the Citadel. So 2, 4, 6. 6 to 3. We're gonna flip into a 3. When revealed, deal 2 damage to the lowest battleground location in play if able. So that goes there. We will engage here. So we got this the siege raft. He's gonna be dealt a shadow card. We will defend with the scout. So it's gonna be a 4. Attacking enemy gets +2, so he's attacking for 6. The scout did its job. And then we will swing back with a Glorfindel to deal 2. Actually, it has 1 damage from Thalon, and then 2 damage from Glorfindel. Whoa, we're halfway there. Okay. On exhaust. Draw into Bladed Gondolin. Pass out money. 1, 2, 3. Okay. We may... Well, we know we're doing this. We know we're getting the second Northern Tracker out. Now we can use a feint here to block this. We could throw a Gondorian Spearman out, and then Glorfindel could kill. If we use the Gondorian Spearman to block. We don't get the Bladed Gondolin at that point, but I think I'm okay with that. So let's go ahead and do that. Let's spend Thalon and Elrond's resource to play the Gondorian Spearman. I'm running out of room. Oh, we got plenty of room over here. Let's go. Okay. We have a money here for a test of will. And then we're going to hang out onto the Stargazer. We don't need to use her right now, so we can use her as a last-ditch defender if somehow we need 1, 2, 3 defenders. I don't think that's the case, but here we are. Okay, so we'll go ahead and quest with 2, 4, 6 to 3. Actually, this clears. And so the banks clears. After the bank leaves play as an explored location, remove stage 2 from the quest deck if able. Boom. And that's 1 victory point. So now we're going 6 to 2. We're going to flip into... Oh, no. Okay, so the Orc Arsonist says when the Orc Arsonist engages a player, deal 1 shadow card to each enemy engaged with that player. So we went 6. We're showing 5, so we'll get to throw 1 here. He will engage us because we're at 34, meaning that we have to deal a shadow card, and we'll deal out our second shadow card. That thing is brutal. That thing is so brutal. They're both brutal. We'll go Gondorian Spearman to defend here, which will deal a damage. So 4. Deal 2 damage to the Citadel if it's in play. Deal 2 damage to the banks, or else it gets +2. So it gets +2. Gondorian Spearman was not surviving that regardless. And then we'll have Master of the Forge defend over here. For 3, it gets +1 for 4. And then no shadow effect. And we lost the Lieutenant of Mordor, so that's really nice. So Master of the Forge is gone. And then we're going to swing with Glorfindel to kill here. We will go ahead and use Stargazer. Don't forget resources for character. Oh my goodness. Yes. Thank you so much. So that was 2. Oh my goodness. Yes. Thank you. Thank you, V. Holland. Okay, so it may have actually been more, but I'm just going to keep it at 2. I'm not going to retcon too much. So Stargazer, we got Defender, Dwarven Tomb, Test of Will, Blade of Gondolin, Gondolarian Spearman. That's your 5. Okay, so I think we're gonna go ahead and draw into a Test of Will. We'll have Defender, draw into Dwarven Tomb, and then we can use the Gondolarian Spearman. But I think you missed one last round. I think I did too, but that's on me. That's on me. I'm so pumped. We can get a Defender out for free, and then the Defender could quest for us, which would be pretty sweet. That's fine. Okay, we're gonna do that. Increase our threat, unexhaust, to figure out how to kill that guy. Defender could just defend and probably be okay. But I mean, it's such a. We do have a feint. I don't want to use a feint on this guy. There are so many horrible enemies in there. Pass out money. We did go to 35. We draw into a Test of Will. We'll go ahead and use Villia and Elrond to play Defender. We will hold on to the feint in case we draw another. Actually, you know what? We're going to spend 2 of Elrond's to play a second Defender. We're just going to start cramping everything. There we go. Okay. So we're at 5 out of 7 here. So we'll clear that in 2 turns, which is nice. Also, orcs should have a damage because of Thalon. So I have a feint, which is the defensive play, or I can throw a Blade of Gondolin, and I would be able to kill the Orc Arsonist this turn, because that would bump me up to a 4 when attacking an Orc. I think I'm going to go with the safe play, with holding onto the feint, tanking a hit with one of the defenders, and then if we flip another monster, probably feint that as well. Oof, okay. So we've got 2 Northern Trackers, which will go 2 here. And I'm going to start counting this. So that's 4. 6 to 2. I'm trying to figure out if I want to go with 1 Defender. I think if I don't, then we are safe to not use the feint and protect this resource. So I'm not going to use the Defender. I'm just going to go 6, showing 2. We're going to flip into a 2. Archery, X is the number of different resource icons of heroes in play. So that's going to be 3. Or on heroes in play. Okay, so I misread this in my practice game. I thought I meant on cards, which was one of the reasons why I didn't want Snowborn to stay out there. So it's Archery 3, which is fine. We'll engage it anyway, so I guess that's actually not a horrible enemy. So we quest for 6, showing 4, so we'll place 2 here. He will, archery happens. So we have to deal 3 damage. We're going to go 2 to this northern tracker, 1 to this northern tracker. He's going to engage. We're going to deal out encounter cards. We'll have Defender defend this attack of 1. Attacking enemy gets +1, so it's a 2. Deal it another shadow. Oh, and we lost the elephant. Huge. Okay, Defender is fine, so no damage because it was a 2 to its 4 defense. Then we got a 3, which we'll use this Defender to defend. Gets +1. Deal it another shadow card, so that's 4. Deal the attacking enemy additional shadow card for each player in the game. Attacking enemy gets +1. Okay, so that Defender does die. Unfortunately, because it ends up attacking for a 5, which is enough to kill Defender, but that does give us a resource. This is going to have a damage from Thalon, because I always forget that. I'm thinking I can kill in one swing here next turn. So I'm going to go ahead and swing here for 1. And hopefully draw into a Goblin Cleaver. And then I can take care of this guy. But I'm going to play Blade of Gondolin next turn. So I don't need to deal 1 damage there. Let's go ahead and use Stargazer. We got Dwarven Tomb. Gondolarian Spearman. I guess I could have done a damage for the Gondolarian Spearman, but oh well. Light of Valinor. Interesting. Oh, and there's my Goblin Cleaver. Okay, so let's go ahead and draw into the Goblin Cleaver. Well, we could Villia Light of Valinor, but that doesn't really work because then Elrond would be exhausted already. So I do want, if we're getting Light of Valinor this early, it does go on Elrond. So that's the play there. So instead, let's go ahead and Villia a Gondolarian Spearman, draw into Light, and then we'll figure out Stargazer next turn. Okay. At the end of the round, we'll go up to 36. I also need some threat mitigation at some point. There's not a ton of cards in there, but hopefully we can figure it out. Pass out money. 1, 2, 3. Okay. We have a feint. We have a Defender. And we're going to kill Goblin Cleaver here. So 1 money for a Blade of Gondolin. We have the money for a feint if we need it on whatever. But I think Defender will take this attack. And whatever enemy, I'm assuming it's going to be an enemy just because it always is. Whatever enemy we may feint. So we'll go ahead and Villia into a Gondolarian Spearman. Who actually, the Gondolarian Spearman is just going to hang out, I think. Because I don't need the damage from it. So that's kind of interesting. Well, I guess he'll hang out and that protects our feint. So he can defend whatever comes out. Okay. So we're going to go 2, 4, 6, so same amount as last time. Showing 2, we're going to flip into a 1 surges. Deal 1 damage to each battleground location in play. So 1, 1. He gets 1 damage because of Thalon. Surges into Orc War Camp. If an Orc enemy is in play, progress tokens cannot be placed on Orc War Camp while it's in the staging area. Also, this clears, technically. This clears before the quest. So when this leaves play, remove stage 3 from the game. And that's a 5, which is pretty intense. Actually is. That's pretty dangerous. I'm thinking all of these are orcs though. That's tough. Oh, we can have the Gondolarian Spearman kill it. Okay, we're good. Okay, so engagement round. So we'll engage here because we're at 15. We'll go ahead and use Goblin Cleaver. I think the first thing is we have to deal out shadow cards. Then we have a action phase. So we'll use Goblin Cleaver to kill this orc. That's only a 1 attack though. But we need to clear to kill this. We need to clear it to kill that. So we'll use that to kill here. We'll have the Gondolian Spearman defend this attack. Attacking me gets +1. So he dies. Actually, oh wait, hold up. It's when he's declared a defender. So this actually dies before he gets dealt damage, which is beautiful. Beautiful. Love it. And then we've got a defender for a 3 attack here. Deal 2 damage to the approach. Unless it gets +2. So he does get +2, which will kill defender again. I don't like losing 2 defenders this early, but I don't think that there's actually much I can do about this. He's staying. Well, actually he's not, but I do get a money. Then we will swing to kill here. Bladed Gondolin activates, so we get to place 1 token there. And then we'll be able to clear this with our Northern Trackers. During one of my action windows, I'm going to use Stargazer. Got Light of Valinor, Dwarven Tomb, Bladed Gondolin, Master of the Forge. Oh, and there's another defender. Okay. So we'll go ahead and grab... The defenders are doing work. You put a couple player cards in the encounter discard. Did I really? This is what happens when I just get excited. I just move them away. But thank you. Thank you very much. Love clearing a board. Yes. Yes. Hey, Beast Snow, how's it going? Oh my gosh. Okay, so we'll draw into Light of Valinor so Elrond can start questing for us. We got Defender, which will, I guess we'll Villia a Defender. We'll draw into Dwarven Tomb, and then we'll use Stargazer again. I need some cards. I need some threat mitigation cards. That's what's going to be our downfall. So we'll unexhaust everybody. Pretty good. In the middle of a 4-day week. Nice. Off today and tomorrow. That's exciting. Are you doing anything fun in your 4-day weekend? Playing a lot of LCGs or other exciting stuff? Whew. So I switched back to having like the Lord of the Rings music in the background of these videos. After a couple of people requested, because I do really love the Lord of the Rings sound that I had commissioned for the channel, but I like to listen to something that changes a little bit whenever I'm playing. And so right now My Chemical Romance is playing, so I mean it's just a good day. It's just a good day. But I can't let you all hear it because then Twitch and YouTube get mad at me. Okay. Did I don't think I increased threat. I'm going to go ahead and do that. I don't quite remember. Draw a card. Pass out money. Elrond Money House over here. Just playing games. T Snow has a doctor appointment tomorrow that you'll be attending. Hope everything's okay. And enjoy the games. Games are great. So we'll go 1 from Glorfindel's pool to play Light of Valinor onto Elrond. And that definitely works because we will... I'm thinking that we will have enough victory points to make this a siege instead, or a battle instead. So actually Light of Valinor may work on Glorfindel, but I'm all about short-term games. Magic Moosemo, do you play any other FFG games? Like, were you into Keyforge when it was under them? No, I never played Keyforge, but I have played a lot of FFG games. I've done Twilight Imperium, Twilight Inscription. I've really enjoyed Twilight Inscription. I think Twilight Inscription is really good. Other card games I haven't played, but Game of Thrones, the board game, is really solid. That's an excellent game. You need like 6 people though, which can be hard to figure out. I know I've waited in line for stuff, but I don't like Gen Con, but I don't remember what those games were. Just a baby checkup? Awesome. Awesome. When is the baby due? When is the baby due? Okay, so we're not going to Villia right now. We'll Villia later to get Defender, because we know that's the top card. But let's go ahead and just move into questing. So we got 2, 4, which we'll clear here. 7. 9. Okay, so we're going 9 to 0. We're going to flip into a 2. Archery X. I'm okay with that. This gets a damage. So I place 7 tokens, which is exactly enough to clear this, meaning that we will immediately progress. Taking out stage 4. Because this says, if there are no battleground locations in play, immediately advance to the next step. So we will immediately advance to stage 5. The last battle, January 7th. Oh, that's going to be here before you know it. That's so exciting. The defenders of Cair Andros have survived brunt upon brunt of the enemy's assault, but the outcome of the battle hangs on the edge of a knife. One last heroic effort is required to save the fortresses and win the victory. When revealed, reveal 1 card per player from the encounter deck and add it to the staging area. If the players have collected 4 more victory points, which we have, the last battle gains battle and loses siege. If we finish this, we win the game. So the 1 card revealed is everyone gets -2 attack and defense until the end of the round. Okay. I mean, that's not great, but it is what it is. Hey, Josh, that's a week after my boy was born. He was a New Year's Eve. Oh, that's awesome. That's fun. We do have 2 Test of Wills. I'm playing around with the idea of using a Test of Will, because this will be an attack of 4. He'll have 2 damage on him. Yeah, okay. We're going to spend 1 resource to play a Test of Will to cancel that when revealed effect. We'll engage here, pass out shadow cards. Gondolarian Spearman will defend. 1 damage there. Wait, hold on. Yeah. 1, deal 2 damage to the approach if it's in play. Otherwise, it gets +2. So +2. Gondolarian Spearman goes away. We'll swing back for 4, 6 to kill here. Oh, and archery needs to occur. So it's going to be 1, 2, 3. So he dies. Bladed Gondolin will place 1. We get 1 resource from Gondolarian Spearman dying. I'm hoping a newborn this year, deductible taxes. It was really nice, not gonna lie. That is something I never thought about. Just the New Year's Eve baby hitting the taxes. That's awesome. That's fun. End of the round, we're going to increase our threat to 38. We will draw into Defender. Actually, I'm sorry. Before all of that, we're going to Stargazer. think we'll still probably draw into defender. Oh, we have foe hammer. We'll probably draw into foe hammer. Yeah, we'll draw into foe hammer. So we'll draw into foe hammer. Pass out money. One. Okay, so 15, we win. We don't have that quest power right now. We have a feint. We want to use feint before Thalon dies. Okay, so let's go ahead and go 2, 4, 6. Go 6 there. 8 with Alan. 8 to 0. Flip into a 2. While Orc Vanguard is in the staging area, resources can be spent on resource pools from anything that has not but the tactics. So 6 goes on the main. 1, 2, 3. Honestly, I feel bad for him. My birthday is December 18th and T-Snow's is Valentine's Day, so it's no fun to have a cold month. Babe, yeah. I'm in July, so I cannot super relate. He gets a damage. We are at 38. We will optionally engage the Vanguard. We're going to spend 1 resource to play Feint, so he's not going to be able to attack us this turn. We can swing back for 5, which would deal 2 damage. Oh, it would do 3 damage because we have the orc here. I think I'd rather have defender. So we'll go ahead and Elrond here for defender. He's not attacking, so we will then swing back with Glorfindel to deal. He's attacking 4, so 1 damage. We'll use Stargazer, Dwarven Tomb, Master of the Forge, Blade of Gondolin, Galadriel's Greeting, there we go, and a Foe Hammer. We already have a Foe Hammer, so it's not going to be critical to get that. We'll definitely use Villia for Galadriel's Greeting. I don't know what I want to draw into, though. We could Dwarven Tomb into a Test of... Don't we have a Test? We have a Test of Will. This is so weird. Like, I'm usually, like, so scared of what I need. We could throw another Blade of Gondolin on Glorfindel. That'd be kind of funny. Would that help? It would be attacking for 5 here. So it would be deal 2 damage. So it wouldn't exactly help. It wouldn't hurt. So let's go ahead and do that. We'll draw into Blade, play Galadriel's, draw into Foe Hammer, I guess. Draw into Master of the Forge so we can play it. Between winter and the virus, he didn't leave the house other than the church for 3 months. Wow. Yeah. Being born during COVID is sad. My son turns 21 in May. He was born 1 day before your 21st birthday. Oh, that's awesome. It would have been cool for us to have both of the same... To have your 21st birthday on May 20... That's cool. That's fun. Huh. Interesting. My mom was born on her sister's 3rd birthday, which was kind of fun. It's crazy how... Or have you all seen the thing? It's like if there are, I don't remember. I don't remember what it is. It's like 40 people in the same room. It's a 50% chance that 2 of them will share the same birthday. Of how the math works out. I tried to watch a video and it just did not make sense to me. So, okay. So we will unexhaust. We'll draw into Blade of Gondolin. Increase our threat to 39. We're sitting at 7 here, so we're actually pretty close to pushing hard. So we'll spend 1 for a second copy of Blade of Gondolin on Glorfindel. We'll defend here with Defender, and then we actually may... We may use Elrond to kill the Orc instead of playing or using Villia for Gladrians. I think that's probably the right call. So let's go ahead and do this. We'll go 4. Let's take this down to 4. 6. Okay, so 6. Flip into a 2. Force when Orc Rabble is dealt a shadow card, it gets +2 attack until the end of the phase. So we placed 4. 2. 4. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11. So next turn we push hard. Engage. Shadow card, shadow card. So Orc Rabble is now at a 3. We'll have Stargazer defend. We'll have Defender defend the Orc Rabble. So it's a 3. Oh, I hate this card. This card sucks. So you choose a sphere of influence, and every character a player controls that does not belong to that sphere takes 3 damage. That can be game ending right there. So Defender survives, and then Orc Vanguard will have Stargazer defend. So deal 2 damage to the approach. It gets +2, so it's a 10 attack to Stargazer's 1 defense and 1 health. Sorry about that, Miss Stargazer. You go away. Then we will use Elrond and Glorfindel to kill here. Elrond technically gets another resource. I don't think it matters. We'll place actually 2 because we have 2 Blade of Gondolins. So we're at 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 13. We will Foe Hammer to draw 3. 1, 2, 3. And I think I can Foe Hammer again, technically. So we'll Foe Hammer for 1, 2, 3. Okay. We will unexhaust. No pressure. Fodder. The odds are 1 in 365, so it's not that crazy if you really think about it. Yeah, it's not one, but like, it's because person A checks to person B, checks to person C, checks to person D, and then person B checks to person C, checks to person. So like it makes sense like when it's graphically explained to me, but like when I just like hear like, oh, like 30 people in the same room, it's a 50% chance that they're gonna have to share a birthday. It's just like that doesn't, for whatever reason, those statistics just mess with my mind. Okay, so we'll draw into a test of will, increase. We'll go 2, 4 for a Stargazer and a Master of the Forge. We'll use Stargazer. This is just me being safe at this point. Got a feint. Draw into feint. Okay. Go ahead and spend 3 for Galadriels. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We'll use Elrond and Vilya to put Unexpected Courage into play, which will ready up Elrond. Okay. So we've got 2, 4. Increase our threat to go 7, 9, 10, 12. So we're requesting for 12 against 0. We'll flip into a 2. 10 goes on. We win the game. Whew. Oh my goodness. That was intense. I love this. I think this quest is really, really cool. It requires you to be so tactical. Unexpected Courage. Love it so much. It's an incredible card. It is an absolutely incredible card. Thank you so very much. Thank you so very much. It is... Unexpected Courage is so solid, especially once you, like, using it to activate a hero twice in a round is really good, but then once you have heroes that require you to exhaust to use a very powerful ability, and you can do it, this is insane. This is incredibly done, or incredibly strong. Yeah, so this quest requires you to be so tactical in your decisions, and, like, there is some strategy, like long-term strategy, like getting rid of all of these locations and figuring out if you are going to let one go, which one to go, or which one to let go. In our case, it was the Citadel. We were able to clear it, which was nice. But oh my goodness, that was what we would call intense. That's exciting. We get to open a pack. It is finally time. We get to open the Steward's Fear. We have not opened a pack in a long time, over a month, because it's been 3 quests in this core box, and then there's been I've taken some breaks, and so it's been a while since we've seen new cards. So I'm really excited to do that. I'm gonna go to the Be Right Back screen. We'll hop back here very soon, but I'm just gonna clean up a little bit, and I'll see you all in just a couple of minutes to open the Steward's Fear.